Hi honeybees. So, as you've read the title already, I'm a bit late on this trend, but I cannot help but join in. It seems like so much fun, and like any other person probably who has done this tag, it's going to be really funny and also really embarrassing. Yes, I'm doing the How I Did My Makeup in High School challenge, and before we get into the makeup, I'm going to be giving you a little backstory of what I was like when I was in high school. I'm in college now, so a lot has changed. Today I'm going to be doing possibly the worst phase of my entire life, my scene slash emo slash weeaboo phase. When I started high school, the emo craze was kind of dying out, but as always, I was late on the trend. So I had the full hair makeup for just about half a year maybe before I eventually was forced out of it in a story I'll tell you later. Not only was I a scene kid though, I was a weeaboo. And if you do not know what a weeaboo is, it is like an American, not really American, just a white person who takes all of the cutesy aesthetic and stuff that you particularly just that stuff from an Asian culture and just appropriating it basically. And yeah, I was very problematic, and I kind of squished those two together and it became a mess. But before we start that, I want to share with you what I remember as my very first makeup experience ever. I remember this so vividly, and it is wild. Now, I don't remember what age I was, but I was very young, and every year in my hometown there's this festival, a lot of booths, a lot of local businesses there, advertising their companies, and one year I went with my mother, and we passed up a booth, and I think it was for a women's health center, and they were giving out goodie bags, so of course little me was excited, you know, ooh, goodie bag, yes! So my mom gave me one, and in it was this little concealer. At this point in time I was old enough to play with kids makeup, so I mainly played with glosses, and that's what this concealer reminded me of. It wasn't really, in my eyes, a concealer. It looked like this e.l.f. Lip gloss with the bristles and the clickety spinning motion that brought out the product, so I thought it was a lip gloss. Boy, I was wrong. It was a concealer, so my cutesy little butt got a concealer, and I remember squeezing the entire tube out and just putting it on my lips, the entire tube. I just sat, because I liked the clicky motion and the sound that came with it, so I just put all of that concealer on my lips at once. Now, I don't have a bristle clicky concealer with me, but I do have this almost empty Maybelline Age Rewind, and it does click even though it doesn't have bristles. So I'm going to recreate my very first makeup experience for you guys. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is a look. Oh yeah. I will say that the concealer that I used when I was a kid was more liquidy and goopy than this, but this is a pretty accurate representation of my very first makeup experience. Oh man. So this is what I looked like when I went to show my mom my very pretty makeup with the nice little lip gloss that the lady at the festival gave me, and I was very promptly told to take it off because 1, I looked ridiculous, and 2, I had a whole tube of concealer on my lips. which was nasty. Now that that embarrassing story is over with, let's get right into the next embarrassing story. So freshman year of high school was the year that I got glasses. They were not these glasses though. I cannot find those anywhere, but honestly, sometimes I just didn't like how my glasses looked and I was afraid of contacts at the time, so most of the time I just go to school and not be able to see anything, just for looks. Now to begin with what you all came for, the scene emo weeaboo makeup. Now, I was just starting to get into like matching my face with foundation because up until this point it was very orange in middle school. So I was into this thing called K-pop. You have most likely heard of K-pop in your life, but back in 2012 when I was a freshman, I thought I was the only one who had ever heard of K-pop, and I was really into it. And one thing that is very huge in the Korean beauty industry, and was back then, is BB cream. This is the first BB cream I had ever seen out in stores in America, so I flipped when I saw this out, and of course, me wanting to be problematic, bought it. This is the Maybelline Dream Fresh BB 8-in-1 Beauty Balm Skin Perfector. I bought this, I want to say 2 years ago when I went to Disney World, and I remember this being a lot better than what it was because when I used it, when I went to Disney World, it was awful. So, let's try this out. This is the shade Light, and I did not have any sponges or brushes when I was 14, so what I did, I just, yeah, and thankfully I did have clean hands when I did this. Just rubbed my hands together and, oh yeah, that is, oh yeah, this feels so wrong now. And you know, of course I didn't blend out to the neck. I just was Streak City all up in here. So this stings a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's supposed to be burning, but I don't know, guys. So some things did not die out when I was going through this makeup phase. Hello, puppy. My puppy's right there. And that is just using any old loose powder that I could find at the drugstore. The only thing different that I do now is that back then I used like the poof that was given to me instead of like an actual brush. And I actually don't really like the CoverGirl poofs that they give you, so I throw them out. So I'm going to be using this little e.l.f. one that I travel with in my purse. And I will just be dipping into this CoverGirl powder and just patting it, setting in that streaky foundation. Oh, lovely. If I actually like took time to properly blend in this BB cream, this isn't that bad. Okay, maybe it is. I went full authentic for you guys. The next thing, since I didn't do contour or blush or highlight or anything like that, would be my brows. And as you can probably guess, I did not put anything in my brows when I was going through this phase, and I went really authentic for this, guys. I have not plucked my brows in a week. I have not shaped them, just so I can achieve somewhat of an effect of what my brows used to look like. They used to be very, very bushy and unkempt, and this is the closest I could get to that, so appreciate it. I didn't do concealer either, and if I did, I would use one of those lipsticky looking ones, and those are kind of not the best, so I decided not to waste my money on that. But next thing I would do, I would use just the cheapest, you know, $2 mascara I could find at the drugstore. Not to say that cheap mascaras can't be good, it's just the ones that I would buy would be awful, and I don't have one of those because I think they might be discontinued, so I'm going to be using this Ulta one. It's Amped Lashes Mascara. And this might be really good, I haven't tried it, but I just want to state that I would just use any old mascara, and this is a mascara that I don't really use. I wouldn't curl my lashes, I would just go in with the wand, and if I got any residue on my eyelid, that's okay, just rub it off. Or you know, sometimes I would smudge it to make it look like I had some smoky eyeshadow going on, when on all reality it just looked like I was horrible at mascara, which I was. This mascara actually isn't that half bad, but just usually I would look like a clumpy mess as opposed to actually having nice lashes, so just ignore that little detail. If you have ever seen my very first video that I uploaded onto YouTube, I mentioned that back when I was early in high school, I had the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette, but I eventually gave it away or lost it or something. And I did not use this hardly ever because I thought, get this, that every time that I used this palette, either this side or this side, I was forced to do the eyeshadow on like what was etched in on the eyeshadow. Like for example, I couldn't, like it was against the rules to use the crease shade on my lower lash line because it said crease. So because I got up at 6 a.m. for school and didn't have a lot of time to do my makeup, I usually skip this. So that's what we're going to do today. So you might be wondering, Hannah, how was this scene? When are you going to get to the scene makeup? And that is now. As many of you remember, back in your scene phase, eyeliner was the big thing. Not a wing, not on your top line, but in your waterline and even under your eye, and that is exactly what I did. And let me tell you, I've almost given up on doing eyeliner on my lower lash line and my waterline because, one, my eye shape does not complement that very well, and two, I am traumatized by what I used to do with my eyeliner back in my scene days. So just let's bring that trauma back and just put this on as thick and as black as we can. Oh goodness me. I look like Taylor Momsen from Pretty Reckless right now. I have to say, I didn't just do black eyeliner. Sometimes I would do navy blue or like a charcoal gray, and those looked just as bad as this. One thing that I was not on board with the whole scene look was concealer lips. I know I tried that back when I was like 6, if you remember the story before, but one thing I just thought never looked good on me was like plain skin color lips, and I was right. What I would use on the lips, and I can't believe I still have this, is this Elizabeth Arden Exceptional Lipstick in the shade Autumn. And yes, this is the exact lipstick that I used 5 years ago and haven't gotten rid of. And as you could tell, it has been very used and very loved in my time. My mom actually gave this to me because she doesn't like red lipstick, but I have to say this still is a gorgeous color, even though this might not be very sanitary to put on, but I still stand by this. However, when I say that I wore this lipstick every day, I mean I wore this lipstick every day. It didn't matter what I was wearing. If I was wearing bright neon orange, I would wear this lipstick and it would totally look off and clash. So that's about it for the makeup really, but we are not done yet. As you guys noticed in my previous videos, I have kind of mid-length short hair. It's about right to here, and I have a story for you about why that hair is so short. The summer before I started my freshman year of high school, I really wanted some new hair. I had had hair the same length all of my life, and I wanted something different. One of my biggest idols at the time, and still in my heart, Christina Grimmie, may she rest in peace, had the perfect hair in my opinion, and Honestly, it looked great on her. However, it does not have naturally curly hair like I do. My hair, when I tell you it was long, it was long. It almost reached my butt with how long it was. So I went into my hairdresser, who has been doing my hair since I was a little child, and I show her this picture of Christina Grimmie, and I say, that haircut, I want that haircut. And I don't know why she went along with this. I think she tried to talk me out of it, but I was just too stubborn to do it. But I got bangs, a layer right here, just ending at my ears, and then just one long layer of hair that reached down to almost my butt. And as you can suspect, it looked awful. I looked like a failed scene kid, and I really was. I was a failed scene kid. Like, it just didn't work on me. That's why I got rid of it so fast. Now, the reason I got rid of it so fast was not because I wanted to. Oh no. At the time, I loved this hair, and I did not want to change it. However, one day in spring, when I went to go have a hair trim again, my hairdresser noticed something bad. I didn't know what heat protectant was. And I have naturally curly hair, and I wanted my hair to look like a scene kid's every day. So what did I do? I straightened it all the time with no heat protectant whatsoever. It destroyed my hair. Like, from maybe here down was just dry, crackly, dead hair. It was so awful. So I ended up having to cut at least 8 to 10 inches off of my hair just so it could grow again and be healthy. And that's why I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to be using heat protectant to try and recreate the hair that I had, teased up, straightened, you know, scene girl realness. My hair is not as long as it was, obviously, where I would give you like the full aesthetic of what I looked like, but we're just gonna make do with what I have, and the next time you see me, I will be transformed into my 14-year-old self. Ta-da! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that I was let out of the house like this. Hannah, what were you thinking? For those who might complain, oh Hannah, your hair is not perfectly pinpoint straight. That's because I have naturally curly hair, and it does not straighten it at all. This will probably go back to being full-on curly in about an hour. And what I used to do in my little scene phase, is I used to straighten my hair at night because I had so much of it, and I didn't have time to do it in the morning. So I would sleep with my straightened hair, and in the morning, if I had time, I would try to straighten out the little curls that had formed overnight, and it usually never worked, ever. I also would tease this part of my hair and also my bangs to get that full, like, dome head appearance, you know, rocker, emo chick, don't mess with me look that I could not pull off. What my favorite wardrobe was at the time was either graphic tees, hoodies, or the classic tight striped long sleeve shirt. Yes, this is, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I look exactly how I looked when I was 14. This is uncanny, guys. Hi, my name is Hannah. My favorite song is Lovesick Fool by The Cab, and I also really am into K-pop. You probably don't know what that is. It's Korean pop music. It's really good. Don't judge me because it's in another language. I'm just special enough to get through that. Yeah, I straighten my hair every day, but it's no big deal. I mean, it's not like it's damaging my hair or anything. I still have really nice, healthy hair. I also really like Panic at the Disco, even though I only know like 3 songs from them, but I won't wear a band t-shirt of them because then I'll be called out. So I don't really like to say that I'm a fan of Panic at the Disco. Okay guys, now I hope that this has maybe provided a laugh and maybe made you not feel as bad as your scene phase was, because mine was probably worse. And hey, we all have embarrassing phases that we went through in our teenage years. It's okay to be embarrassed, but don't be so embarrassed to the point that you can't look back and laugh on it like we're doing right now. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it made you laugh, and if it did, then please thumbs up this video and comment down below on what your emo phase looked like and what your favorite bands were back then and how cringy you were, just like I am right now. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, subscribe to Join the Hive today, and bye!